Hi, everyone. I'm Ann Beninghof,
Hi, I'm Sonya Kunkel. I'm from Connecticut.
and I'm coming to you from Florida. And while we wish we could be with you in person, we realize that we still wanted to share strategies with you and ideas with you. So we've put together a couple of episodes of co-teaching virtual tips or virtual co-teaching tips, whichever way it goes. And we wanted to share these over the next couple of weeks. So keep an eye out for them. Please feel free to share them on social media or email them to colleagues, just trying to make virtual co-teaching a little more effective for everyone. So here's our tip for today. Let's see. Here we go. And this particular tip is something that I think of as prior knowledge metaphors. So let's say that we have a student who has an IEP goal about making connections to improve their memory or retention of content. So many of our students do have memory issues. Sonia, raise your hand if you agree that students often have memory problems.
Oh, yeah, we see it all the time, especially in the virtual world that requires students to see things, retain them, and interact. So there's a lot of need for this kind of reinforcement in these kinds of activities.
Right. So one of the roles that a specialist can be taking on is to try to activate prior knowledge and even think about doing that the day before. So as an example, let's say that tomorrow, Sonia, you're one of my students, and tomorrow my
Mhm.
co-teacher and I are going to be teaching a lesson on commas and the correct use of commas. Then the day before, as kind of an end of the day assignment, I might ask you to brain dump for 30 seconds into a document everything you know about commas or you think you know about commas, or maybe a minute, just depends. Then I can look that over the evening and have a better sense of what you know, but you're
Mhm.
already thinking about commas and you might carry some of that thinking through the evening. And then the next day, I might give you a couple of different metaphor options, like you can see on the screen here, and then ask you to connect what you know about commas to one of these options and create a metaphor. So, Sonia, which of these might you pick? If these are things that students might be interested in, right? So, tell me what you would pick to compare what you know about commas.
Well, just taking the first one that I see here, Anne, that a comma is like a cell phone because it requires you to pause as you're waiting to send and receive text messages. So
Okay.
just allowing the students to have that thought process. And I love the fact that you've pre-assessed so that you could really differentiate this for me.
Right. And the more you know of your students, of course, the more likely you are to be sharing examples with them that they're going to be interested in. And that's going to be different for everybody. So, as an example, I live in Florida. And so, here saying something like cell phones are like alligators, that's going to be very intriguing to students because we have alligators all around us. For me, I might say, well, a cell phone is like an alligator because the tail of an alligator curves a bit at times.
You said a cell phone is like an alligator, Anne.
Oh, thanks. A comma is is like an alligator because the tail curves a bit at times, and so it makes me think of that shape of a comma, right? So it can be simple like that too.
That's a
Well,
great
thanks
example,
for
too.
participating in that. Now, Sonia, do you want to share briefly just how you can get more virtual training ideas and other co-teaching ideas?
And between July 14th and 17th, I'm hoping more folks will join us for the National Co-Teacher Train the Trainers Institute. It's a very lively, interactive institute where we take teaching strategies and we show folks how to apply those teaching strategies under the umbrella of co-teaching. But these teaching strategies are interactive strategies that can be used in any classroom, and we're going to make sure that the Train the Trainers is as interactive and fun as we would have in person on the live virtual format. And frankly, if virtual teaching has to occur again in the fall or later on in next school year, these strategies will also help teachers engage through virtual co-teaching or through regular classroom teaching.
So what I hear you saying is that we're going to be providing strategies that are things that they can use virtually or in person, depending upon how the fall ends up rolling out, which none of us know. So, but we do know that we'll be with you in July from the 14th to the 17th. If you're interested in more information, you can scan this QR code with your phone and it'll take you to more information on our conference. Thanks everybody, and look for us for episode number 3.